Hey, what's going on, everybody? Jimmy here. I'm in the Anywhere Fitness trailer. I'm between workouts, and I just wanted to spend a little time. I kind of been thinking about this video for a long time. I'm only going to do it in one take. It's going to be a little bit longer. It probably means I'm going to let some bad words slip. So I apologize for that in advance, but it is what it is, and it's one take. And so sometimes if I get a little bit lost with where I'm going, you're just going to have to deal with it. So as you can imagine, being into fitness, it's what I search for on the internet. It's all my Instagram people that I follow are fitness people. I follow a lot of Twitter fitness stuff. I haunt the Quora and Reddit message boards for fitness things. I want to see what's going on. I want to see what people are talking about. I want to know what questions people are asking so that I can help my clients. My clients are the everyday people that are out there, just like you, anyone else, and we've all got questions. And if you're just starting out in fitness, if you're just trying to lose weight, if you're just trying to get into weightlifting or running or whatever your fitness mode is, and you try to learn a little bit more about it, it can very quickly just become overwhelming. It's too much. It can make you want to pull your hair out, and maybe you just want to quit. So I want to just try to break down some of the questions that I see, some of the questions that I get. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is weight. Obviously the biggest reason that a lot of people are going to get into fitness is to either get bigger. You want to lift weights, you want to grow your muscles and get bigger, and you get stronger and you look good at the beach. Or we want to lose weight. We're overweight. We need to get back down underweight. Our doctor maybe has told us we need to lose weight. Maybe our wife or husband or girlfriend or boyfriend has told us, hey, you're getting a little soft in the middle. Let's try to lose some weight. And so, this gets into food and exercise. And so I want to break down as simple as I can. If you want to lose weight, you have got to burn more calories than you eat. It's that simple. You have to do it not just today and not just this week, but this has to be a long-term thing. And if you are burning more calories than you eat on a regular, long-term, sustained basis, your body will start to burn fat. That fat is stored energy from all the food that you ate and didn't use, and your body decided, I'm going to put this away for later. Now, if you want to gain weight, you're into bodybuilding, you want to get some muscle, maybe you're whatever age you are, you want to get a little bit bigger, look a little bit stronger, then you got to do the opposite. You got to eat more calories than you burn. And that brings us to kind of what kind of calories. The biggest one you're going to need if you want to pack on some muscle is you got to get more protein. You got to get more protein. You need more calories in general, but the protein calories are going to be the ones that go directly to building, repairing, and growing your muscles. So when we talk about diet, protein obviously going to build and repair your muscles. I don't know if there is a bad kind of protein. I think that one's pretty simple. There is just protein, and it builds muscles. It repairs muscle. We get into fats. Now, fat, when I was growing up, I'm not going to tell you. When I'm growing up, fat is bad. That's it. Fat is bad. So butter is bad. Mayonnaise is bad. Avocados are bad. Peanuts are bad. Salmon was bad. Now, all of those foods that I just listed are kind of coming back to where they're good for you. A lot of these keto diets, the paleo diets, they're telling you to use butter instead of margarine. They're telling you to pack on the salmon, put avocados on your toast. All of these things that were once terrible are now good. And that's where we get into good and bad fats. I don't want to wade too far into this. I am not a trained nutritionist. I've learned a lot of this just over the years, hunting through the message boards, cross-checking lots of things. And so I want to try to break it down as simple as I can. Trans fats, saturated fats are the ones you want to avoid in the case of trans fats. You want to find some trans fats, go get a bag of Doritos. You'll hear me talk about Doritos a lot in this video. I like Doritos, don't get me wrong. I love Doritos. The spicier, the better. The trans fats are going to be your highly processed foods, like a Dorito. Your saturated fats are fats that you want to limit. They're going to be in some natural foods. You want to watch your intake. There's some links between saturated fats and heart disease. It's a little up in the air, but they are definitely not good fats. Now, the good fats are going to be your unsaturated fats, whether it's monounsaturated, which is like peanuts, avocados, I think some beans maybe. Your polyunsaturated fats, that's going to be your meats. A lot of time we're talking about meats here. Salmon, full of the polyunsaturated fats. That's where the omega-3s are. And again, there's a food that went from being really bad for you to now it's like the health food. Eggs also, same. You avoid eggs. So, why do you think people pay extra for, someone to take the egg yolk out? It was because a long time ago they said that egg yolk's bad because there's a ton of fat in there. Well, it turns out with a little more research that fat is good for you. And this is going to kind of bring me back to a rule that you might hear me mention. Hell, I might mention it 3 times in this video. The further your food is from being what it was, the worse it is for you. Eggs are like the superfood now. You think about it. What happens to an egg? The chicken lays the egg. The farmer takes the egg and puts it in a crate, and they take it to the grocery store and you buy it. Pretty much nothing happened to that egg between when it was born to when you ate it. And this is the sign of a healthy food. Our vegetables, our meats, we want as little to happen to that food as possible between when it got made to when we ate it. And so back to our Doritos again, like there is no Dorito garden anywhere. There is a lot of work, a lot of processing that goes into a bag of Doritos. And this is kind of where you may have heard the term empty calories. So I'll go back to my Doritos. A grain of rice, tons of calories. I checked on this a little bit ago. A bag of rice, I think it's a pound bag of rice, brown rice, has about 1,800 calories. Obviously that's the whole bag. We don't eat the whole bag. I'll get back to that. A bag of Doritos also has right around 1,800 calories. I was looking in the grocery store. For some reason, it actually depends on the flavor that you get, and I don't know why that is, and it doesn't matter. But a bag of Doritos, not your little personal size bag and not the big family size bag, but your regular bag of Doritos, 1,800 calories. Now, I can eat a whole bag of Doritos. I'm not proud of it. I have eaten an entire bag of Doritos all by myself on an afternoon watching football, doing whatever. It was easy. I was probably still hungry afterwards. And that's because those calories are empty. They are not really providing as much quality energy. There's no fiber at all probably in a bag of Doritos. I forgot to look. But a bag of rice, 1,800 calories. Nobody's going to sit down and eat a whole bag of rice. 1, because it doesn't taste as good as a bag of Doritos. And 2, it's just not possible. Those calories are fuller. They are more high quality calories. There's tons of fiber in there that's going to make you feel full. They're just better. Quick note, brown rice versus white rice. Brown rice is better. Okay, there it is. It's not had a lot of the nutrients taken out of it. It's got more fiber. It's just better. And I love brown rice. So we got, all right, let's see where we are here. We got our diet stuff, weight loss and weight gain. Oh, how much should I exercise? Probably more than you are now, unless it's less. Now, so reading a lot of places, kind of a general rule, 150 minutes per week is like what the American Heart Health Association suggests of cardio, which is a term that I hate. And they list this as going for a walk. So that's 30 minutes 5 days a week, you go for a walk, and that is the amount of exercise that the American Heart Association, recommends that you get. Now, obviously, that's not going to get you ripped, and you're not going to just see pounds fall off of you, but you're going to maintain a relatively healthy balance if you were already there. They also go with 75 minutes of intense cardio per week, and they list that as brisk walking up a hill. So the bar is not set that high. Now, obviously, if your fitness goals are grander than that, then you need to work a little bit harder. You might need to work a little bit more. Do you need to spend hours and hours in the gym? Absolutely not. At some point, you're going to get to an area of just diminishing returns. Your body's too tired. You're breaking it down. You're going to wind up burning yourself out. Yeah, I recommend, and I personally go with about an hour per day, and that is of whatever I'm doing. Sometimes that's 20 minutes on a bike to warm up before I lift weights. Sometimes that's my run. Sometimes that's my track workout. Sometimes that's my, whatever. An hour a day is a real good level of relatively intense work, and that's going to get you better. And for a lot of people, that's going to be a big step up in what they're doing. And so I'm going to lower it even a little bit more. 30 minutes, 3 days a week, every single week. 30 minutes, 3 days a week. You can find that of hard exercise, whether you're going to be running. If you want to lift weights for that 30 minutes, just make sure that you're going fast, that you're going hard, you're going from one exercise to the other. 30 minutes, you can do this, and you are going to feel better in a couple weeks. People are going to notice you looking better in a couple of months, and you're going to notice you looking better before that. Why do you notice before they notice? Because they don't see you naked when you get out of the shower. Cheat meals. No. Please, no. I know that Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, who is the man, he is famous for his cheat meals. They're humongous. He loves them. They're great. He posts them on Instagram. They look delicious. One, I don't think there's any way he eats all of that food. I think that, which I'll get to, I think someone else prepares that for him and he eats a lot of it. He's a huge, very strong man. He burns a lot of calories. But the reason that I don't recommend cheat meals for everyday folks is because they are everyday folks. Dwayne Johnson travels around with his own gym. I don't know exactly how big his team of people is, but he has a team of people that prepare his food for him, that carry around his stuff. And frankly, his stress level is just not as high as yours. When you're worth however many $100 million he's worth, he's not worrying about a lot of the things that we have to worry about. And so I don't recommend cheat meals for everyday people because they simply don't have the means, they don't have the support, and they probably don't have the discipline because of those first two reasons that Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson has. Now, if you are able to go your entire week and you eat nothing but whole grains and lean meat, and you drink tons of water and you have tons of vegetables, maybe you can have a cheat meal. But I find that most people, myself included, have little cheat meals every single day. Last night the kids wanted chicken nuggets. Am I going to make myself my very own dinner? No, I like chicken nuggets. They're pretty good. Are they good for me? No, that was my cheat meal yesterday. I had a healthy breakfast. I had a healthy lunch. Then I ate some chicken nuggets. They were great. I love them. I hung out with my kids. It was fun. So cheat meals, I just don't think work for regular people. This one drives me bonkers. Drives me absolutely nuts. And that is these high-promising exercise gimmicks. I saw two of them on Instagram this morning. I wrote them down. One of them is like a little ball that's attached to some elastic bands that the guy was, I don't know what he was doing with it. It promised that 4 minutes of exercise is worth 1 hour of running. That's bullshit. All right, that is bullshit. I have worked out super duper hard for 4 minutes, and I have also run for 4 hours, and they are not the same. You just simply cannot burn the calories in 4 minutes that you can burn in an hour of running. And the 4 minutes, 4 minutes is going to be barely enough time of work to get your body into an oxygen using state. We talk about anaerobic and aerobic. Aerobic is using more oxygen. It's something that your body's going to take a couple of minutes to get into, and that's why you hear about people getting their second wind. They start exercising, they're out of breath, they're winded, and then a few minutes later they're breathing easier, and that's because your body has shifted into an aerobic energy burning mode, and you just simply cannot get there in 4 minutes. I don't care how hard you work. 4 minutes cannot be worth an hour of running. Here's the other one that I saw. 8 minutes of exercise on this machine that probably costs a couple of grand is worth a whole week of workouts. Now, I think most people, when they see these things, they know intuitively, there is no way that I can get a whole week's worth of workouts in 8 minutes. If that were the case, there would be no fat people. Anybody who had the couple of grand to spend on that machine, they would get it, they would work out on it 8 minutes every week, and they'd be ripped. But when you walk around, you see that as a country, we are fat. We are incredibly overweight. You know, depending on the statistics, somewhere between 60 and 75% of us are overweight. Somewhere between 20 and 35% of us are grossly overweight or obese, whatever the term is that you want to use. And if there was a machine that could provide you a whole week's worth of workouts in 8 minutes, that just simply would not be the case. So, let's see. Oh. But what about a 10-minute workout? Or a 7-minute workout? Or an 8-minute workout? A 4-minute workout? Yes. If that's all the time you got, do it. If you can do more, please do more. Like I said, 30 minutes, 3 days a week, every single week for the rest of your life. Health benefits are going to be off the charts. You're going to be able to maintain that. It is sustainable. But what about that day when you're crammed for time, the kids didn't get up in time to catch the bus, so you had to take them to school, you get to work late, you work through lunch, you get home, you got to make dinner, and now it's, I'm crunched for time. Should I work out for 7 minutes? Yes, you absolutely should, because you're still going to reap tons of health benefits. You're going to burn calories, you can build a little bit of muscle, and your brain is going to thank you for it, just for that adrenaline push, to get those endorphins flowing. You're going to feel better after the 7 minutes. You're probably going to wish you had more time, but you don't, because you only had the 7 minutes to work out. So, there's that. Here's another article that I saw the other day that I thought was, I couldn't believe somebody sat down and wrote this article. I couldn't believe they published this article. The title of the article was The 5 Types of Tummies and How to Slim Them. And I wrote down the notes, but you can probably go find this article. I swear I'm not making this up. If you have a belly from drinking too much alcohol, it suggests that you stop drinking alcohol. I mean, this is the sort of information that people are bumping into when they're trying to figure out how to get fit and how to lose weight, and they read this article and I don't even know what they would think. Like, I have duh. Like, what am I, fucking stupid? If you have a belly from pregnancy, you should do some exercise and some yoga after talking to your doctor, of course. Like, this is a no-brainer, okay? If you've got a belly, you need to do some exercise. This is 101, so it should be 101 stuff, but for a lot of people, because they're so inundated with nonsense, it's not, because they don't know what to believe anymore. They've been told that they can get a whole week's worth of workouts in 8 minutes. And they don't know if it's true or not, because it's everywhere. Third, if you have a belly due to stress, you need to reduce your stress. Like I'm telling you, I can't believe somebody wrote this whole article. I can't believe I read it. But and you should try to exercise and eat better. Okay, if you've got a belly from hormone imbalances, you need to get some exercise and you need to talk to your doctor. No shit. If you have a belly from gas, now I chuckled when I got to this one because this is not a fat, like I've been there, man. You ate whatever you ate, it was delicious, and you get home and you're getting ready for bed, you take your shirt off, you're like, holy shit, man, look at that thing. It wasn't there this morning. That's not belly fat. It says you should avoid gassy food. And, that's true a little bit, but I mean, gas is not bad. It can be uncomfortable. Obviously, you don't want too much of it. But beans are like a freaking health food. Yeah, I mean, they are a superfood. But we all know that beans make us fart because they make us gassy. So, it's a moderation thing. The other thing about nutrition, it's a personal thing. It's not everybody's body is the same. And that's why all of these studies are flawed a little bit. Because no body is the same as any other body. We're all going to react differently to foods and to exercise. And this gets me to another myth that I, see on the message boards, and that is, ladies, women are asking, I don't want to lift weights because I don't want to get bulky. You're not going to get bulky, okay? You see the women on stage at the Mrs. Olympia. They're not the same size as the dudes on stage at Mr. Olympia. And the reason that women will not get bulky, that those ladies on Mrs. Olympia or whatever it's called, will never be as big as Arnold Schwarzenegger or whoever the people are, is testosterone. All right? So men and women, obviously, estrogen, testosterone levels are wildly different. This is going to cause our bodies to react differently. It's why men pack on muscle easier, and unfortunately, ladies, it's why men lose weight a little bit easier. The good news is it's going to catch up with us once we get into about our 30s. Our testosterone levels start to go down, and we don't pack on the muscle as easily, and we don't lose the weight as easily, and we're going to start to catch up with you unless we get together. We get together and work out. We can do it together. It's fun. So here's another area where they are going to try to sell you something and convince you with, this science jargon that they're going to help you out by, you get these testosterone supplements, these pills that you can take that are going to boost testosterone. These are also bullshit. It is a total waste of your money. They do not work. If you want to increase your testosterone levels, there are a couple things you can do. One of them is strenuous exercise. Strenuous exercise is going to trigger your body marginally to increase your testosterone levels. So again, it's simple. Exercise makes you healthier. Exercise makes you better. The other thing you got to go do is get crazy expensive injections. There is no pill that you can take to increase your testosterone level. Not significantly anyways. I don't care what that force factor people or whoever they're selling this stuff. It just does not work. And so let me kind of bring it back. Exercise and diet. If you are not where you want to be, fitness-wise, it is your fault, and I say that lovingly, I say that as kindly as I can. It's your fault. You got yourself there. And there are probably factors. You grew up in a household where you ate tons of fatty foods, you didn't have a good exercise, upbringing growing up, you had an injury. There are a ton of factors, but it's your fault. But that means ultimately you can fix it through your diet and exercise. And I want to try to make diet as simple as possible for you. They say, don't buy stuff from the center of the grocery store. And of course, grocery stores probably went and rearranged their layouts. The simple rule that you want to follow if you want to eat healthier is the further away your food is from where it originally came from, the worse it is for you. You go to we all know that vegetables, apples, broccoli, carrots, drink some water, excuse me. One take though, one take. Oh, that's better. Water. Drink lots of water. Water's so good for you. I can't. Did I not mention that? You got to drink lots of water. I'm going to drink some more. I got to cough. Lots of water. There are different measurements. Just drink a lot of water, okay? Drink eight glasses a day or more. There we go. More water, which of course, obviously, water is exactly the water that it originally came from. But broccoli, apples, all these things are healthy because nothing happened to them in between the time that they grew and you ate them. And the same with eggs, which is a food, I don't remember if I touched on it before, is a food that used to be bad but is now good. But you think about it, what happened to an egg between when the chicken laid it and when you ate it? Nothing. It is as natural as you can get. And so your meats, your fishes, you want to keep as little processing as possible between what you're eating and where it came from. So chicken, a dark meat chicken, which I love. I love the dark meat chicken. It's flavorful, juicy, so good. I don't dig on the white meat. I dig on the dark meat. And there are some of the questionable fats. Some of your saturated fats are going to be in your dark meat chicken. And those are the ones they say you should limit. Not avoid, but limit. But you think about it, what happened to that chicken in between the time that the chicken was walking around and the time that you ate it? Well, hopefully as little as possible. They killed the chicken. I don't like to think about this. They killed the chicken, they skinned it or whatever it did, and then you ate it. Now what about fried chicken? Well, that's an extra step. They added some fat and oil, they glued it to the outside. It's fried chicken. It's less healthy. It's more delicious. But it's less healthy. You want as little to come between you and your food as its natural state. So, this brings us to brown rice versus white rice. The white rice has had the bran and the germ removed. Because it looks better, I guess, is the reason that they did it. It just looks cleaner and it looks better. But there's so many nutrients, fiber, and vitamins in the bran and the germ. And it's an extra step in between when the rice grew and when you ate it. And this brings me back to Doritos, which are delicious. I haven't had any Doritos in a while. I don't know if you can tell. Tons of processing. Doritos are the ultimate pinnacle of bad foods that we should avoid because I don't even know what they're made out of, but I know that there's like a million steps involved in making the Doritos. So, I guess I don't want to dwell on Doritos. I don't want to hate on Doritos. I love Doritos. I'll finish up by just saying exercise is good. Okay? More exercise is better until it becomes too much. And that's the reason that we have the term too much. About an hour a day is about as much as you're going to get if you're working out hard before your body just starts to break down and you're not going to be able to get enough sleep. You're not going to be able to get enough nutrients to recover to do it again the next day. Soreness is okay, but if you find that you are just starting to work out and you've been working out for a few weeks and you just can't get over that hump, there's a chance that you may be working a little too hard. And just dial it back a little bit, maybe take a day off, let your body get some rest. Food, keep it simple, try to keep it healthy, try to keep as few steps as possible in between when you eat it and wherever it came from. So we got fats, which are not all bad. Carbohydrates, again, are not all bad. Fiber is a carbohydrate. I think we all understand that that's good for us. Sugar is also a carbohydrate, and we all kind of understand that this is bad for us. But there's sugar in an apple, and there's sugar in an orange, and there's sugar in milk. It's added sugars, it's your refined sugars. Again, it's the steps that happen in between when your food was born and when you eat your food. So, I hope that answered some of your questions. If you have more questions, if I glossed over something that you really had a question about, like, hit me in the comments. I got that kind of free time. I will answer your questions. I can look into it. I might already know it and just forgot to say it, or I'll try to dig it up for you. Subscribe to my channel. Got some workouts coming. I'm going to get one in here a little bit later today. And like the video if you liked it. Sorry that I rambled. I know it was kind of crazy, but it's a one-take rule, and that's that. Jimmy, Anywhere Fitness, subscribe, like, check out the workouts, get out and move, try to feed yourself as healthy as you can. It's a lifestyle. It's not going to happen today. It's not going to happen this week. You have to do it for a long time, which is why I always say, don't get fit, be fit. Thanks.